Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1490 of our daily content grind. 10 away from 1500 in a row. You'd think I would have something ready for the occasion, and yet here we are. We got time to figure something out. I don't want it to be like a nothing, just everyday video. At least want to do something that's, fun and, as a thank you for sticking with me and letting me go this far. I really do appreciate all the support I get that lets me continue to do this. So, my plan today was to talk about all the Transformer stuff announced at New York Comic-Con, because Hasbro's doing a big action figure panel, and we get to see reveals, etc., like we usually get excited for with any kind of convention appearance, and we're still going to do that. But understand it was an incredibly small display of brand new stuff, and really not a whole lot of new information either. There was some really good reveals. So we're going to discuss them, but I figured let's just take a quick look at what was on the show floor, at least the things that were interesting. A lot of it we've seen already, or we've seen it so many times that I don't think we need to go over it again. Does anyone really need another close-up look at Jalopy? No, same toy, normal colors. That's basically it. So we can just focus on the freshest stuff and the stuff that's coolest to see on the show floor. And we start with the Grimlock. Now, I start with this Grimlock because I just got to experience that Age of Extinction Optimus Prime in hand. I'm shocked that that's actually a really good toy with how it works. I'd never pay $55 for it, but it's a level of complexity that's also intuitive that was actually really impressive to me. So I'm hard on that mold, especially the Nemesis version that's just the exact same figure with jam on his face. But I will give it credit. There's merit to it. There is merit to it. But also, yeah, it's like Voyager plus size. It's basically like a normal Voyager, but just like more dense, more complex. So that's where I'm now getting the scale on this Grimlock from. Oh my god, this thing is gigantic. Like, even if it's like a smaller level of Titan, like a Star Optimus Prime, it's still really, really huge. And this thing was not on my plate. This thing was not on my potential purchase list because, frankly, I don't have anywhere for something this big to go. And I already have, like, the first Studio Series one, which I think is just a fine toy of it. It's a fine representation. It looks cool. But, oh my god, this might have jumped very high up on my list. I need to see more, like, action poses in the robot mode. Yeah, I need to see a little bit more of the robot mode before I make a call. All of the Chest Force, we have to call them now. They're officially the Chest Force in the US now. They were all present, so we get to see them in physical plastic. This is the production version of the toy. Nothing hand-painted here to my knowledge. And they do still look pretty solid. I still hate the shoulders on Drillhorn and Kill Bison. I still hate how those shoulders work. But a lot of this is still looking really, really good. Obviously, after the fiasco that was Omega Prime, that video I did a few days ago, that's another reason why Hasbro's never going to work with me. After that, we have a lot riding on this Lio Kaiser. It does need to knock it out of the park. Like, every single toy in this set has to come off flawless. No QC issues, no stress marks. Everything has to fit well. The combiner has to be solid. None of the connections can be loose. Like, this thing has to do literally everything right, or Transformers HasLab is probably sunk. If anything goes wrong with this release, you're just going to have no confidence for whatever comes next. But from what we see here, it is looking really, really good. And I'm just very excited because I've been wanting a good Lio Kaiser for a long time now. We also had Death Cobra hiding back here. Didn't get to see a good shot of him here. But I still love knowing that Death Cobra, of all things, is getting a toy. We saw Brawl in person. I feel I feel bad for Brawl because it feels like every time they do a set of Combatons, he usually ends up being the worst one in the batch. I hold to that for the Fall of Cybertron and the Combiner War versions. And this one seems fine. He's doing that same weird shoulder thing that the other tanks in Lio Kaiser are doing, where it's like a swivel here for the up and down, and then just like an outward hinge that's at the top of his shoulder. But this one is a lot shorter, so he might actually be able to get away with that and still look okay. He also seems to have butterfly joints, which is part of the transformation, I assume. It does make it interesting that a deluxe that's upgraded to a Voyager has that. That's where I feel Brawl is still getting the short end of this, because he gets to be the one that ends up being Voyager because of extra engineering. So now we have more scrutiny on him to be really, really good, because we are now going to be paying $42 for a deluxe with more engineering in it. Oh my god. I only remembered the new price points halfway through that last sentence, and I immediately felt pain. Oh, that Brawl's got to be real good. That Brawl's got to be real good. Blastoff's looking fine. Now, and Blastoff kind of highlights what was getting to me so badly with Combiner Wars, and the idea that all of them kind of had to be the same toy, so that they were all universally connective and worked the way Scramble Combining did. That meant on Blastoff, who was kind of an afterthought, because remember, they did the Jet version first, and then they went back, and eventually they did the Shuttlecraft. But the Shuttlecraft ended up having to conform to the Combiner War shape, and that made it look this really fat, squat kind of like shuttlecraft, and just gave Blastoff a ton of junk hanging off of him as a result. This one does look a lot nicer. This one looks a lot nicer. He may have very, very small hands, because they're made out of the nose cone of the vehicle mode, which is how the original one worked. We'll be honest with that. Shuttle mode looks great, though. I love the shuttle mode. Like, it's nice, sleek, like, it looks correct. Like, they've done better on him. They've done better on him. Razor Claw. There's something... Maybe I just haven't looked at Universe Razor Claw in so long. There's still something that feels off about the colors. Like, I know they've tweaked them somehow, but, like, memory alone is failing me on figuring out how. It does still look good. I don't know if I'm going to grab it or not. I don't have a whole lot of nostalgia for the toy, even though that's the only way I ever experienced the original Tigerhawk mold. But we'll see. I feel like because this is such an obscure character at a higher price point, I feel like this is destined to be on clearance at some point. I feel like this is the kind of toy that screams 30% off, right? I feel like that's inevitable. Quick Strike is still looking fantastic. Just having that toy in solid plastic so I can mess with a really interesting design without fear of clear plastic breakage does make me very, very happy. Does make me very happy. And getting more of that Beast Wars cast out there, getting Silverbolt his rival, is going to be fantastic. I think he's definitely going to be too big as a deluxe, but we'll see. No good, like, comparison shots of Quick Strike yet. So I can't see. If he's a small size deluxe, then yeah, like, then I'll be okay with it, but we shall see. I haven't seen a good, like, comparison yet. Wind Charger, and yeah, Wind Charger still looks pretty solid, but this is like a good shot of showing us exactly how he works as a toy in order to get all of his stuff hidden. Like, you can see how the tires actually fold into the legs, and how it looks like basically everything on the front of the car all kind of folds up and rolls into his legs themselves, almost like a Viacon trick from Prime. Instead of just folding up and according into like the shape of a leg, it's rolling And it's weird. If you zoom in on this particular photo, you're going to see the hint of translucent plastic that makes up the windshield plugged into one of these panels. So one, it's clear plastic that isn't being used for hinges. That's great. But also, yeah, it's just funny how this toy is going to work. But still, if you don't mind having these big old fat legs that are like, you know, where half of his car hides, he should still be fine. It still looks good. Every shot I see a big convoy, I feel like they don't flip up the big missile pods. So when I see them here, it's just such a relief. Like, oh, thank God. They didn't forget the design element that I think looks really cool. But yeah, he's on site as well at New York Comic Con, looking fine. Amalgamus seen in person. This toy still looks absolute insanity. Made incarnate. I'm looking forward to it too, just for the sheer play pattern. I got to thinking today, people are going to buy 2 or 3 of these Amalgamus Primes and just make the most manic, like, giants out of them. Just like absolute chaotic creatures and massive warships and just crazy stuff is going to be made out of multiples of this toy. I cannot wait for this also to go on clearance, because this is a super weird one. I feel like this is one collectors will eat up because it's just weird, but I think kids would avoid it. So I feel like this is one where I could live it. And even the collectors might stray away because it's the 13 primes. You know, they seem to be hit or miss how, you know, on how they perform. But we'll see. We'll see. Could lead to a lot of fun stuff. I hope it goes on clearance so I can just troop build and just build stuff out of them. So now we're getting in-person shots of Quintus Prime. So now we actually get to see how the legs work, because to this point, all we've seen is this big floaty mass of tentacles. They've done a good job of giving this illusion that he is floating on his tentacles the way he does in fiction. Well, now we got good shots. I think Takara also like cracked the code on this one with their shots of their just product shots. Yeah, he does have legs. They are translucent plastic. I know, me and translucent plastic, I'll save it. I'll save you the rant today. But it's doing a good job of blending into the tendrils around them, and the sculpting helps them out a lot. So he just kind of looks like tendrils. It's a brilliant little job to actually get full working legs in there and still have that aesthetic that seems very, very difficult to otherwise achieve. So good on you. Good on you. It works. Say the new Soundwave is there now. On the live stream that they did to kind of catch you up on everything that was announced at New York Comic Con at the panels, they did mention that the Soundwave was designed to be a little bit bigger. Now that he is a leader class, he's taller, and the idea was to give his chest more accurate proportions. It's still a little bit off, but you're never going to be like completely happy with it. Like there's, you know, your cassettes would have to be like microscopic to get the chest window correct size for animation accuracy. This is pretty close. This is close enough. And they did confirm, a lot of people were asking, yes, these are fully compatible with all of the cassettes that they've previously released. So don't worry about your 86 Rumble and Frenzy. Don't worry about your previous Rat Bat or any of your Siege cassettes. All of them work in this toy too, which is good, good, good. That new Thundercracker was out on display. Oh my God, this thing looks amazing. It looks so good. This is one of those toys where the term mini masterpiece is thrown around. I can definitely see why. We need to do a whole video, like, kind of detailing why mini masterpiece as a phrase is getting out of control and figure out what exactly is a mini masterpiece. But this one does seem to be qualifying. The tilts are good. He's got waist articulation now. Animation accuracy is there. Like, yeah, this is just super, super solid. Did confirm a few other things, like the cockpit in the chest is not faked. It is genuine. That is the actual cockpit. They've just figured out a really good way of folding up the nose cone, so it all works. A lot of it does go in the back. I wish they had a back shot in this one, but we have seen like turnarounds. Like we've seen the back of it, and it does kind of work like the masterpiece does, strangely enough. And yeah, super clean in every mode here. I'm really looking forward to him. Not looking forward to spending the money to replace all of my Seekers again, but here we go. So, speaking of spending money, we could discuss this on the news roundup. We're going to go ahead and get out of the way now because this is technically the official New York Comic Con exclusive, even though this is just being released alongside New York Comic Con. It'll be we'll get to that in a bit. Point being, in July, we were told this was a $75 set, and all of us kind of scoffed at that price because it was just, no. Like, no. You're giving me a chunk of a commander and then throwing in the amounts to a Voyager. And the press release called it a Voyager class toy. And then you're just throwing in 3 mini cons and saying it's $75. I understand it's only $15 short of the full commander with the legs that are full transforming and very large. And you're telling me 3 mini cons are close to that in value, especially if you call that a Voyager. That was already a hard pill to swallow. Well, it went up for pre-order for $90. You have to do a lot of jumping through hoops to justify that, both to buy it and to sell it for that much. What, like, was this like an impossible production? Like, how much, like, this can't possibly have been that expensive. Like, if $90, it costs the same as the full Commander class Armada Optimus. Yeah, you can blame tariffs for upping the price, but come on, that high? It was already, like, the 75 Yonaus was already ridiculous. 90 now. Yes, I bought it. I feel like they made it exclusive to Hasbro Pulse Premium members, knowing that a lot of people on that service are also content creators. Hi, I have Premium. So a lot of us are going to be getting it firsthand, and then a month from now they will be releasing it to everybody. So don't think that this is just, oh well, I also have to spend $50 for premium to buy it, so it's actually $140. No, it's not. If you wait a month, you will be able to buy it regardless of your status with Pulse. So there you go. Still, the price is absurd and stupid, and I have no idea how they justify it. Those mini cons could be like gold plated, and I still would not see $90 value in there. I am getting it. We'll review it when it gets here, because right now it is not a pre-order. It is literally in stock for premium members. So we will talk about it when it comes in. I'll do a full review, because I feel like when a toy is at this much of a premium, you need someone like me to take the bullet for you and let you know if it is actually worth it or not. I will also need the video's revenue to compensate for taking the bullet for all of you. Okay, so this wasn't announced at New York Comic Con, but it is revealed alongside it. So I feel like we do have to discuss it because the two will be linked. They are going to be doing the Skybound Optimus Prime by retooling the 86 Commander class figure. We did have a listing for a leader Optimus Prime that everyone pretty much, like every leaker pretty much claimed, yeah, it's going to be the 86 figure just without the trailer. Is this it? Like, are we just getting that version, but we're getting the Megatron arm with it? Because number one, actually, no, not number one. This is just all-encompassing. This isn't going to make anybody happy. So don't get me wrong. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad that Skybound's popular enough to actually justify doing that special Optimus Prime. But the way this is being presented right now, I don't see how anyone's happy about this. Number one, if you were one of those that saw that leak and you were decided, like, I'm going to wait because I don't care about the big gray box and roller. I just want a really clean looking Optimus Prime. You were waiting on that leader class release. Well, now it might just be this, meaning you don't, well, I take this back. I have actually forgotten something. I started on a rant while completely forgetting. There was an update on this. And it's a hysterical update. No, this is not the rumored leader class version that is coming out in just as a normal release. So if that one actually happens, you'll still get an Optimus Prime without the big gray box. No, you'll excuse me for missing that, and I might not even be able to clip it out, depending on where the rant started. No, the same leakers also revealed that this is going to be an $80 release. So it's going to be a separate, it's going to be probably a limited run. $80, now understand, it's a big gray piece. It's a lot of extra tooling in order to make this work. So yes, there is a very intentional, expense to making this possible. 80 seems absurd. 80 seems absolutely absurd. You're telling me it costs $20 just to replace his arm and head. But also, aside from the fact that this is outrageously expensive and could potentially deny us another shot at that Commander Optimus, if this does like supersede the original intended individual release, if it's looking the way it looks in this render, it's way too clean. You can see the scuff marks tooled in on that Megatron arm, but the rest of that toy is absolutely fine. Like, there's no scuff on it whatsoever. Evan has stated if they did Skybound toys, it would be completely new molding because just painting the battle damage on just wouldn't look right. They're too mangled up and too dented and scratched to really just replicate with paint. But that's all the option that we see here. Now, this is a render. This could change, but that would be an incredibly extensive retooling for what is ultimately a niche version of the mold. So I don't expect that. I think it's fun that they're doing it. I do not agree with the price. It also makes me go, like, where was my Autobot Megatron and like Lost Light Rodimus back in the day? Like, why are we getting like such immediate comic book support now when like we were all waiting on those super good versions of those characters that never got full toys from Hasbro? We got Adamus Machina Rodimus now. That fills one gap. Where's my Autobot Megatron? Seriously, just where? It's overdue. Also, the truck mode is hysterical. Truck mode is hysterical. It looks like he's driving around with like a coal factory on his back. Well, let's talk about the real reveal. The only real major reveal that we had from this event. We found out the new Timelines 2-pack that is coming out. So we are going with Feudal Japan as the theme. And in my brain, I was thinking to myself when they announced, like, well, we're going to do the same 4 Transformer characters across different time periods. And my brain went, that would be really cool. What other, like, comic books for Transformers or whatever, like, movie shows, whatever. What else takes place in different timelines where they can just, like, bring up some versions of these characters we never had before? No, it turns out Hearts of Steel was just to get this off the ground based off of, pre-existing designs. No, this is completely fresh and new. We are going to Feudal Japan, and all the designs are completely different. So we have this gorgeous piece of artwork. I love what they have done here. So we're going to start with Starscream first, because Starscream's easy. He's just an eagle. And he looks fine. He does present a problem. So I feel like when we solve one problem that's persisted in Transformer design, we pick up another. So like we've fixed the idea of Seekers with waist joints. Like the new 86 has a waist joint. So we've cleared with that. But this, now we present the problem of, can we figure out what to do with the robot mode legs in bird mode? Can we please just not have the legs just crumpled up underneath the bird in a very obvious way? Because it's hard to be a robot in disguise when you literally just kind of look like a robot. It's like on like very low to the ground, creeping around on tiptoes. It's weird. It's weird. I want them to do better. So yeah, Starscream looks fine. I like the overall look of it. So I like the you can see in the chest where they worked in some like Japanese fashions as well. They've done pretty good here. Starscream draws his origin for his design from the same place that Japanese mythology gets things like Tengu warriors. So, like, I love that there's some research and some actual, like, solid attention going on there. That's great. But the real story here is the Optimus Prime. Like, this is insanity. This might be like one of the weirdest, craziest Transformers I've ever seen. I mean, for starters, it's Optimus Prime, the Shogun style armor, which is already kind of cool. You know, you give him a halberd and everything. It's not a halberd. I can't think of the name offhand. Someone in the comments will mention it. But that's not the point. The point is ox cart. Optimus Prime is transforming into an ox cart. This is wild. This is wild. Like, how did they even think to do this? How did they figure this out on an engineering level? It is the beast of burden and the cart it pulls at the same time. I keep staring at photos of this thing going like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how it transforms. I can see where the front legs become part of the chest. The ox head probably just folds up into the body. I can see where the front chest has a hinge that it can fold into. Head probably flips up from there as well. There's the legs. I can see where the legs go. I don't know where the rear ox legs go. I can see where the arms begin in the cart. I cannot see how the arms get to their position on the chest. This thing is fascinating. This thing is absolutely fascinating. And then you got this one. Look at him. Oh, he looks so cool. Like if this is what we're getting, I'm like super down for this. We see the photos, the actual toys, and they look even better in person. Jeez, like, look at that. That's so clever. That's so clever. It's such a fun design. Again, this is what I've needed. I could do compilation videos of me just like screaming at Transformers, going, make new stuff, make different stuff, make weird stuff. Stop doing just the standard thing. And if this kind of stuff can sell, that means we can expand. It means we can do more. I really, really am wanting to do more here. This is great. This is absolutely great. Now, this set did get upcharged as well, since, we know why the prices went up. Don't discuss politics in the comment section. But, yeah, like, this is still going to be worth it to me, because both these, like, Starscream. I feel like Starscream would look good if he wasn't packed in with something this insane and this cool looking. He's doing fine. He is doing what he has to do, which is to just be an eagle. And then it puts it in your head, well, what do they do with Megatron and Bumblebee now? Because now you got to figure out what are they in feudal Japan? Like, obviously they figured it out. Obviously, like, that set's on the way. We just haven't seen it yet. Man, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And then just to finish it off, that's the back of the box. So Starscream, like, it's not Starscream's 20 steps. It's Optimus Prime's 27 steps. These are deluxe size toys. That is crazy complicated for a deluxe class. So they cooked on this one, and I really want to see how. I'm super fascinated by this one. Oh, it's good. Oh, this makes me excited for timeline stuff, more so than the first set did. Yeah, geez, I'm just trying to figure out what Megatron is now. Good stuff, good stuff. So, yeah, obviously, there's a lot to talk about, but a lot of it we've seen before. In some ways, it's a lackluster appearance for Transformers at New York Comic-Con, but in other ways, we have some really cool stuff to talk about. And seeing it in person obviously changes your impressions, so that's also good. So, there you go. That's what I got for you today. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. It's those, like, little bits and nuggets at the end that are super discussable, though. Like, that's where the meat of it is. So, let me know what you thought of Hasbro's presentation, or what you think of going Feudal Japan with Transformers. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday / early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.